think you've all mentioned Manchester City up to this point. They're in 8th place in the table, but maybe more relevant than their position is the fact they're 8 points off Liverpool at the top of the table, but they do have a game in hand. So could potentially be 5 games. They've got to play them again this season. Do we still think not just top 4 for Manchester City, but do they have a title challenge in them this season as well?
For me, they do. I think if you're going to write them off, then I think you'd be wrong. And they've got so much quality, and it's a fat squad. You know, they know they've got players they can bring in. I mean, Aguero, they're still missing, in my opinion. I think Jesus
came on a bit in the League Cup on
yeah, and he's nurturing his way back in. It's almost like he's waiting for him to play in the Champions League. You know, when that comes back round, you know, I think their target is that. You know, previous managers have won the Premier League with Man City, so Pep wants to do something different. They haven't won the Champions League, and I think he wants that, but he still needs to win his bread and butter games to get the confidence to go into the Champions League. So no, I think they'll be up there. I think they're capable of putting 10-15 games together without getting beat, so that will put them right in contention. I think Liverpool will be looking over his shoulder. If you said to Jurgen Klopp now, who's going to chase you, who's going to be your nearest rivals, I think he would still say Pep Guardiola and Man City.
I think that you're going to say that, but like when you look what they've got 18 goals I think this season, and the previous season, what, 30, 35, 40.
But they've got the best defence.
But they've got the best defence, but at the same time, you know, it's a City side that are still, you know, imperious. They're still fantastic. But you do feel like if you can stay in a game with them, because they're not scoring the goals that they was scoring, and, you know, you're looking at someone like Jesus who's coming in to, you know, to replace Aguero. Up to this point, you can't say that it's happened. We know that he's a good player, but when he was at Palmeiras, he was a winger. They've changed him into this player. So that's something that Man City have to deal with, that goal scoring threat, what they had with Aguero, which that is a major part of what they're about. They play unbelievable football, of course. Yeah. And we see Sterling do what he does, De Bruyne, Mahrez do what they do. But what I watched when I saw them the other day wasn't ruthless enough. Now, of course, you have to look at Manchester City and say, with what they've got, they have to be in the top 4 because they're just too good a side. But they're not scoring the goals at the same rate, and that's going to be a problem. The
other thing is that because they play Everton and Chelsea, they've got Newcastle first, but because they play Everton and Chelsea, they can catch ground on the teams above them, which means that top of the table, come the end of the Christmas period, before we go into the FA Cup matches, could look really different from...
Absolutely, that's why it's the best league in the world, you know. It's incredible, chopping and changing at the top. I mean, Tottenham went from a couple of hours to 1st to 5th, didn't they? So it's incredible.
Coming up...